You can do your plug. I say so.
Yeah, do your plug.
Do your plug.
You got it coming up, the show that you got.
Okay. So Luke said I'm an artist, UCCS. This is the flyer. I was talking to a few people about it tonight. It's called Pulse. It's our senior exhibit at the art show. It starts Friday from 5 to 8 at the Contemporary Art Gallery. I have a few more of these, and if you want more information, I can talk to you about it. And yeah, basically you can see some of my cardboard art that Luke was talking about. And this is one of my books right here. I'm actually going to have one of my poetry books featured. I did like 3 volumes of these, so if you go, you can actually listen to one of them in a headphone audio piece that I made, as well as like 2 other visual pieces that I made from charcoal. So,
nice. All right.
This is actually the first piece I read, and when I met Luke at UCCS at a poetry slam that Redbeard actually hosted. So, basically, this is the piece that got me involved with Poetry 719. I'm going to share it with you guys
on Facebook.
So here we go. Born in the battle, raised up behind the trenches, ancestors stranded, but managed to dodge the lynches. Lynchings? Lunching around noon or something. Strange fruit always seems to make my stomach grumpy. I've heard and I've seen things have changed these days. All's well that ends well. Such a curious phrase. You can consider yourself free as long as you behave. If you step outside the box, it's tradition you've betrayed. Consumer starts to mean the same thing as individual. Work hard your whole life and never see residuals. But who's going to save all the fallen people? No one moves a finger since we're all created equal. In God's eyes, but not in the eyes of the people. Judgment based on stigmatizing often proves lethal. Suicide to genocide, trapped on the inside. MLK to JFK, what happens when your hero dies? White lies turn into misinterpretation. The homeless have a voice too, but where's their representation? Patience is a virtue, but how long can we wait? If we decide amongst ourselves, we can determine our own fate. Dream big, because dreams can be more real than reality. Life in and of itself is deemed reality a fallacy. Emptiness, no noise, no thoughts. Dead, lost the battle with the thoughts that I fought. Miscalculating the things that I want. Failure brings my alter ego, always there to taunt. Make sure your work's impressive. Impress who? Impress me. Curse of expectation, everyone that sees you. Chained to a life of doing more than I need to. Everything is media, even what you think of you. Educate your sight. Educate your feelings. Understanding what you didn't know often proves revealing. I can see the bright stars through the glass ceiling. Face your obstacles and pass the pain before you start the healing. Things unseen and unknown can still get in your way. If you want a better tomorrow, then give your best today. Stride on, my friend, and glide over the hurdles. Race against time, know the rabbit will be the turtle. Fertile is the land we live on that God nurtures. Concrete jungles keep pushing nature out further. Furthermore, what if trees could talk? They'd probably tell us what's real and help us to see what's not. Thousands of years of history, most of which we forgot, maintaining old ignorance while lies are retaught. I guess it comes with the culture, just like facades. Be yourself when it's your free time and be someone else when it's not.
Yo! Come on, Dareece.
New world order, capitalism, and big business. If you can't afford a roof, then sleep out by the benches. People don't need much, so take what you need in stride. If consumer culture died, the rich would still keep it alive. Worry about being genuine and care about more than just yourself. The strength of your relationships strengthen your inner wealth. I was taught that it is better to give than receive. Give your whole life for something you believe. But what about life in its actual fact? Give your life to a career, but how will you look back? Have you invested in others' lives or been too focused on your own track? Too caught up in things you want when what you really need is what you lack? Beat up by my thoughts left me feeling uneasy. Thoughts provoke actions. Not all actions are easy. Life continues to change pace, some stay in the same place. Old place, new space, my mind can be a deep place. If we're all people, why are things the way they are? Well, it's been like this for centuries. You can see it near and far. Who is that person driving the fancy car? A person with convictions that worked very hard. Well, what of their family and the people of their village? Their families taken care of, but their village raped and pillaged. How terrible. Did they go back to help rebuild? Of course not. They made a new home, as do all the good-willed.
Oh my God.
Why not reclaim and revisit where your forefathers have grown? Because this new land is the only home they've ever known. But without a sense of past, how do they know where to go? Follow those that take you in, as good manners would show. Well, I would ask them, when's the last time you looked into your soul? A man's burden is his own, it is not yours to know. In the beginning, did man know of heaven and hell? Or is that just a story they tell? But imagine a time when religion did not exist. Spirituality was there, but the structure was missed. People interacted without codes of conduct, lived in small groups with little social constructs, understanding life and death and self-preservation as survival, relying on their family and instincts living primal. It was when confrontation struck that people ran amok. In comes their savior, whom they thought to be a schmuck, one who claims understanding and proposed solution. Realizing coexistence, conflict was merely an illusion. But envy and resentment opposed the revolution. Proclaiming an enemy began intellectual pollution. Two sides to every story began humanity's intrusion. Eliminate thy enemy becomes man's conclusion. Misconstruing sacrifice as for God and not for them, they sacrificed foes and others they did not befriend. Understanding the victorious as people who always win, losers become martyrs, forgotten in the end. I bit a piece of the sky to get a taste of life, laid down on a nimbus cloud and floated back as night. Black, or rather dark individual. Good people think I'm nice, not a dark individual. Thank you.
Damn.